Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Thursday. We got 7 matchups on this NBA slate today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys like betting on NBA player props, you already know, go ahead and sign up with Parlay Play. Get 5 free entries when you guys sign up. So go ahead and hop in there and get some nice wins. And yeah, we'll hop in it here. Decent slate today, 7 matchups. Starting with the Orlando Magic versus the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets opening up as a 13.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 228.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Orlando 6-4, 7-4, 7-3 covering the spread. The over's hit in 7 out of the last 10 matchups. No Wendell Carter Jr., Anthony, or Wagner for Orlando. No Gordon Hayward for the Hornets. Orlando 3-7 in their last 10. Charlotte 6-4 in their last 10. They're on a 2-game losing streak here. Their last 2 games, they've given up 144 points in both matchups. Orlando 1-4 on the road. Going to be without a lot of guys here, a lot of their main guys again today here. Definitely an important game for Charlotte for like playoff positioning. Doesn't matter for the Magic, they're already out. Definitely a must win for the Hornets. Rolling with the Hornets at home. Be cautious with that 13.5 point spread. I know Magic's missing a lot of players, but still a big spread. It's definitely coverable in the NBA. So, be cautious with that. And we're rolling with the Hornets at home. Next matchup, we have the Boston Celtics versus the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks opening up as a 6-point home favorite with the over-under at 228. The last 3 head-to-head, Boston is 2-1, 3-0 covering the spread. The over's hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. I do see Al Horford is questionable. Then Grayson Allen is out for Milwaukee. Boston 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Milwaukee 6-4 in their last 10. Coming off that nice Chicago win. Boston a 6-0 covering against the Bucks. 13-2 on the road here. Milwaukee 5-2 in their last 8 at home. Going to be a battle here. 2 elite teams. I do believe there's still playoff positioning that can happen for either two. So we'll see if either team does choose to rest players. Hopefully not. Hoping that both teams don't rest each other. I'm going to take a shot on the Celtics +6. I just think that's too many points here for a really good Celtics team. As long as they don't rest anybody, I'm going to take the Celtics +6 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors opening up as a 1.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 217.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Toronto 2-1, 3-0 covering the spread. The over's hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. No Matisse Thybulle for Philly. And Toronto does have OG Anunoby questionable. Philly on a 3-game winning streak. They did lose to Toronto by 5 in their last matchup. Toronto 7-3 in their last 10. 5-1 at home where they've been good. 17-3 at home against Philly. Philly struggled against Toronto, especially on the road. I just like that you can get Philly +1.5 on the road here, even as an underdog play on a 3-game winning streak, assuming they don't rest anybody, which hopefully they don't. I'm gonna take Philly +1.5 all day. Getting a good team as an underdog here, love to do it. And then they can most definitely beat Toronto on the road. Give me Philly +1.5 on the road here. Next matchup, we have the Portland Trail Blazers versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans opening up as a 16.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 233.5. The last 10 head-to-head, the Pelicans 6-4, 6-4 covering the spread. The over's hitting 4 out of the last 10 matchups. Yeah, tons of injuries for Portland. The Pelicans, Valanciunas is questionable, so be sure to check his status. Portland on an 8-game losing streak right now. They did lose to the Pelicans by 10 in their last meeting. Pelicans 7-3 in their last 10, coming off a nice Kings win. Portland 1-11 on the road, 3-6 against the Pelicans. Pelicans 7-3 covering the spread, doing a good job covering the spread here. Yeah, I'm liking the Pelicans at home. Not in love with that 16.5-point spread. I know Portland's pretty bad, but I mean, they could definitely cover that spread. They only lost by 10 in their last meeting. Pelicans, we'll see if they can cover that spread. That's a huge number, but definitely liking the Pelicans in your moneyline parlays. Next matchup, we have the San Antonio Spurs versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves opening up as an 8.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 238. The last 3 head-to-head, Minnesota 2-1, 3-0 covering the spread. The over's hitting 1 out of the last 3 matchups. No DeJounte Murray or Landale for the Spurs. I do see Minnesota. I do see Beverly and Beasley are both questionable. Spurs on a 3-game winning streak right now. Minnesota 5-5 in their last 10, coming off that horrible Washington loss. Yeah, San Antonio, they've been playing good without DeJounte Murray. They've been able to get some wins and not be totally horrible. Spurs are just 0-7 covering against Minnesota. They're 5-0 on the road, surprisingly. Playing good on the road during this stretch. Minnesota 1-4 covering the spread. They are 15-4 at home. Yeah, this is a matchup. I do like the Timberwolves at home for your moneyline parlays, but not in love with this the spread. Minnesota's been pretty bad covering the spread here, and Spurs have been actually really good, 7-1 covering the spread. Even without DeJounte Murray, they've been playing well. I do like Minnesota at home, but I think Spurs can cover that 8.5-point spread on the road. Next matchup, we have the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Denver Nuggets. Denver opening up as a 3-point home favorite with the over-under at 232.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Memphis is 3-0, 3-0 covering the spread. The over's hitting 1 out of the last 3 matchups. I do see Brooks is questionable for Memphis. And I do see Green is questionable for Denver. Memphis 8-2 in their last 10, coming off that Utah loss. Denver coming off that bad Spurs loss. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Memphis 6-1 covering the spread. 6-1 covering against Denver, where they've been really good. Denver just 1-8 covering the spread at home. Yeah, I'm gonna take another shot at Memphis here. I mean, they pushed in their last meeting as 6-point underdogs. Memphis has just been super fun to play with and bet on. Been a great covering team, even without Ja Morant. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens here. I like them +3. Denver coming off that bad Spurs loss. And they've been struggling covering the spread here. I'm going to take the Grizzlies +3 on the road. And then the last matchup, we have the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors opening up as a 12.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 221.5. The last 10 head-to-head, the Lakers 7-3, 6-4 covering the spread. The over's hitting 5 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see LeBron, Westbrook, and Davis are all questionable. Lakers on a 7-game losing streak. Warriors on a 2-game winning streak right now. We're going to see if the Stars play for the Lakers. They're already eliminated from the playoffs, so I mean, it really doesn't even make sense for them to play, honestly. Just let the season be over with and move on. But we'll see if they do end up playing. Yeah, Lakers on that bad losing streak, 2-16 on the road. This is an ugly matchup. I don't like either side. I do lean with the Warriors money line at home for your parlays, but not in love with it, honestly. Definitely not in love with that 12.5 point spread, because the Warriors, they haven't been playing good basketball. Just 3-7 in their last 10. They haven't been good. I'll take a shot at the Warriors for a huge parlay, but staying away from this spread. We'll see who ends up playing for the Lakers. Be sure to check that. If the Stars do play, I do like them plus 12.5 as well. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Thursday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Friday. Have a good one.